record. It should be recording, so hopefully we can get that going. And I'll try to upload this to YouTube and share it to the entire group.
Sounds good.
Okay. So there's a few ideas that I have that we could talk about or discuss. But fundamentally, what do you want with AI and everything?
There are quite a few ideas, yeah, definitely. And the more we discuss, the more ideas are getting generated.
Wait one sec. I'm gonna make notes. Okay, say that again.
So what I'm saying is, like, the more we discuss on this topic, the more ideas we are getting generated.
Yes.
It's so vast. There's so many things we can do.
Oh yeah. The whole point is just where do you want to begin? Because there's we could start talking about startup opportunities. We could talk about the general basic AI creations like Flappy Bird, creating a simple Pong program where you can make AI with and practicing AI itself, business opportunities, tech, news. Where do you want to start? What's an idea you have?
Okay. How about like putting up something like which is hot right now, and then like discussing about like what is happening behind it, and if we have to make a simpler version of it, how do we go about it? Let's say in terms of reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, we have this like that game that was won by computer, right? For the Go player, I think some Korean champion got defeated.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened there? Like how we can probably use it or leverage it into some other ideas, and then maybe take it up from there. Or let's say in terms of computer vision, what's happening right now? Let's say in Singapore, so I work with Accenture. So in Accenture, they're implementing some traffic monitoring systems. And for the police department, they're implementing a solution where actually a criminal or anyone like who's like under, they want to locate someone, they have a turnaround time of 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, they will tell you the last known location. So if these kind of technologies are coming up, how do we leverage and how do we gain from it? So we know these technologies are available, and let's say some other technologies like deep fakes, a lot of things can be abused, but how do we go about like preventing that? How do we put that in a good cause? Like we can talk about a lot of things.
Okay, well, just to throw out an idea, DeepMind, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, DeepMind has used StarCraft 2 to play against itself in like hundreds of thousands of games. And if I could find that webpage, I think what you were talking about, computer vision, is the way that DeepMind played StarCraft 2 against itself is that it didn't select an individual unit. It used like circles or something, and depending on the circles and the weight of the unit itself, I have no idea. But computer vision, it's on how to read a program, or I'm just tossing ideas. Talking about deep fakes, I'm curious, like how can we use that technology for good? Like how could we, what could be created from not just the deep fake program, but
Yeah, I have no idea how we can use it apart from like, okay, generating some celebrity voices or maybe some videos, and maybe using like text to generate videos. That's what I've been hearing about, but I didn't get any opportunity to explore that. But yeah, but how do we make it for good cause? I don't know. So yeah, of course we can say like, okay, in the animation industry, we can leverage that like to create voices. But then we are actually killing some kind of jobs of those people who do this voiceovers.
Okay.
So is it like good? I don't know if it's good or not, but yeah.
Okay. Thinking about throwing out another idea. I don't know if this. I don't think this is going to be like something you can really monetize, but I'm certain you could probably think of something about to monetize. In anime, primarily there's dubbing where you voice the language.
Exactly.
And I'm curious, like, would it be possible to create an AI to dub a certain voice over a what's the word for a foreign language that you're not accustomed to, like in either in English, India, Farsi,
Yep.
okay, so on and
Arabic,
so forth.
Mandarin.
Right. Instead of having voice actors, maybe you could have voice actors to test like 10,000 different words, 10,000 different phrases, but then you can do that voiceover, like with deep fake. You could have the AI overlay a phrase or something that is conducive to the language that it's reading at that time. So if in Japan, it might say, darn you. Well, in America, it might say, oh, fudge, just like a different phrase. And
Yep.
I just think that would be kind of interesting. I'm gonna write that down.
Definitely. Yeah, that gives some more ideas. For example, so this can definitely be leveraged on YouTube videos where we say like, okay, one video we upload it and we can like probably give local translations in the native languages, in various regional languages, in the same voice of the actor.
So if it's somebody speaking Japanese, then the same voice actor can be talking in English. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So let's say
Wow,
I belong to India, and India we have the major languages as Hindi. So how about Trump speaking in Hindi?
That would be funny. Just like, no, he speaks English. What's going on here? No, that would be very interesting to see. No, that's a very unique one. I need to write that down. Local translation, voice from someone speaking a different language. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. I have no idea how to do that personally. I myself, earlier today. Yeah. Earlier today, I'm still trying to figure out how to do how a neural network works, and I'm doing the very basics of a perceptron, of how a neuron works in of itself, the math, the inputs, the hidden, the outputs. I'm working on those little basic things. So that's a project that I'd love to work on. How would you feel about working on a voice dub or a voice translation to a different language AI program or machine learning program?
Yep.
Okay, okay, cool. So, project. Just to make certain, how do you pronounce your name?
Gaurav.
Gaurav?
Yep.
Okay, cool, Gaurav. Because I was going to say Gorarev or something, and it's like, nah.
No, I know. I'm working for Canadian clients right now, and they call me Gaurav.
So Gaurav.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Gaurav. Gaurav. Gotcha. Gaurav. So project. Are you filming? Where are you filming? Where are you recording?
I'm in my car right now, in car parking. I was about to leave office, so it's end of day for me.
Yeah.
And then I realized like, okay, did I miss this call or not? So
technically you're early. So hey, it's nice to see you here. So project of creating a voice a language translation with the same voice, quote unquote, actor. Example, Trump saying something in English
and Japanese.
Translated into Japanese.
In his own voice.
Using his own voice. Voice. Okay, that would be a really cool project because I think that would Damn, that's really good. It's a really cool thing. Because if we were to go with how we were to create it, what do you think the applications would be for that? Because Google Translation, you can talk into it and it'll give you the text for it, or speak at you with a generic voice. Like,
See, the biggest thing will be like we can have the so for example, a lot of people are not like English speaking across the globe,
right.
but most of the good stuff that's happening is in English. So if we can translate into their regional languages, it will have like further reach, and it will like benefit them more, whatever social cause or other things we are doing. For example, we talk about like AI and ML.
Mm-hmm.
How about this conversation that we're discussing, like getting out in regional languages?
Right. Okay. And
German
not just having the subtext below it, but actually hearing somebody doing it. So.
Exactly. So
okay.
if you recall, like it's not impossible, because what I recently saw some videos for in Japan, like they're going to have the Olympics, right?
Yeah. I forgot
so
that Japan was going to do it, but the Olympics is 2020, so.
Yeah. So they have come out with devices which they have given to their shopkeepers. They're purchasing it in big time, which like just listens to English conversation and translates in Japanese, and vice versa.
Wow. Okay. So international business actually be a lot better, more natural. Natural feel. Okay.
So as of now, like it takes up like some let's say the way we have in Google, you have like a British English male voice or female voice, American English male voice or female voice. That is like getting that's spoken. How about like the same voice of the native speaker is getting translated?
Okay.
The other way around, how about like creating a mobile app for that, and let that do it instead of like buying a new hardware for it?
Okay. Good idea on the mobile app, because mobile apps are the thing, because most people don't have a desktop. I have a desktop. I love desktops, but most people in the world have mobile devices, smartphones. So getting the technology into the hands of the most amount of people, boom, great idea.
Exactly. I'm on a mobile right now.
True. Very true. I'm listening. If you have any more,
Okay. See, I recently was using like the chatbot engine, like the Google Dialogflow.
Yeah.
To be precise, I've also attended a few trainings for the Azure part. What do they call it? So anyway, while going through this chatbot trainings, what I realized was the full potential is not being utilized.
How so?
Of the chatbot engine.
How so? How is it not being utilized?
See, it's irritating. For example, if you go to any website, suddenly the chatbot pops up, and it will not answer you whatever you like in a free text kind of language, natural language. It will expect you certain kind of. It's like bounded. So how about making it like a natural language comprehension, and then like providing it the responses accordingly?
Okay, so just so I understand, a chat box, a chat app or chat bot is not being fully utilized because it has set programs, set phrases you have to type in for the response to get out, rather than something that's more natural and loosely said.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if we're going to be
what I've seen is we have the intents that can be defined in the tool, and you can train and retain and like keep adding the phrases. But eventually, if you talk about in a real life situation, it will turn out to be thousands of phrases that has to be trained over a period of time.
Say that again, because I think that went right over my head.
Okay, so do you have some experience with chatbots?
Okay.
Not yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So in chatbots, how does it work? You give a question and you define a response to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you also like the response should be tagged. Okay, these are the variations of question. So for example, how are you? Hey buddy, what are you doing today? Means the same thing.
Right.
So you give synonyms, and then the response comes back. Okay, hey, you know what? I'm doing great. And maybe I'm doing good. How are you? The other response. So one of these responses will come out as random. But what about if you say it in some other way? I'm not doing good. How are you doing? Something like that,
Right.
right? Then it will say, okay, no response found. Will go to the exception block. Sorry, I did not understand it. Can you say that again?
I
Right?
think
How about
a
making it
big
easy
way
for
to
me?
make that work would be to using the data that most companies, AT&T, Verizon, are just a few examples that you would go and talk to a customer service representative. You can gain their transcripts that they most likely save, like the hundreds of millions of transcripts they've saved, and then you can go
Correct.
through each one of them. What are the questions that are asked? What's a typical response? And then what's a typical response on average that you would reply to that? And then um, I think that's where you could get a bulk of what you're talking about. That's where you can get the majority of that data for
Yeah.
the.
So it's not about the response. It's more about the understanding the intent of the question. If you have a question, how do you go about it? Are you like understanding the right intent of the question and providing a correct response?
Is that a question to me or?
That is not a question to you, but
Okay.
that's like what you should be looking at implementing it.
Mhm.
But like something, it's a lot of companies are working on it right now. Maybe it's not like really hot topic as of now.
Right.
And for example, if you talk about like yeah, yeah, I think let's it's not big, but yeah, natural language processing is coming up big. So that's another area that we can probably maybe like find out some scope that we can look at.
Okay. There are a few with a few chatbots that's a really highly lucrative.
Yeah, it's a low hanging fruit.
Yes, low hanging fruit. That's a really good because a lot of startup companies can't really afford customer service. They go to a chatbot. They get something that people can respond to, even if it's not good.
Correct.
And being able to increase that, so on and so forth. But I think that would be pretty good. So the two major ideas that I think we have right now are, one is having a natural language processing where someone says something in one language to use that same voice in a different language, transcribing what they said over in real time. I don't know, whatever, maybe real time, maybe on a recorded video. But then the second idea is to have on a chatbot, it's the current problem is it's not being utilized to its as well as it could be because they're very fixed responses. What we need are more broad responses. I say hello versus hey. They can mean the same thing. I can say what's up, same thing, or relatively the same thing. So we need a machine learning algorithm or a program that can decide what type of responses might be acceptable rather than just one fixed one. Is that correct? I think I said too many
Yep.
words. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Fantastic. No, we're on a roll here.
And what about computer vision?
What about computer vision? What specifically about computer vision are you talking about? Just in general, or?
How about like generating some ideas? For example, uh, yeah, I talked to you one of the scenarios which like some of the police forces are implementing. The same thing we can probably uh, give those kind of solutions to various uh, residential colonies and societies where they can implement the computer vision in their using their CCTV footage and maybe identify individuals, identify the vehicles that are coming in by their number plates, whether that's like uh, maybe you can say that's a resident out there. So if it's a resident, it automatically opens the gate. If not, then you have to go down and do some manual entry, and then
Oh,
like the gate opens.
there's a program out there. I'd love to find it before I
So,
tell you.
so it's already there.
It's something exactly like you said. I think you already know what it is. It's an AI program that's already been created. They even had a TED talk on it. Um, it's I want to find it because what you're talking about, the infrastructure has already been created and it has been open sourced. So the algorithm's already created for what you're talking about. I just need to find that thing. So TED Talk face recognition, I think that's what it's called. Nope. How computers, yes, okay. I found it. I just need to find the program, what it's called. YOLO. You only look once, not you only live once, you only look once. The program YOLO, YOLO, was created by Joseph Redmond, however you pronounce his last name, and it's what you're talking about. What if we were to, I can't see my screen, I'm not going to share my screen. It's lots of stuff on my screen. I have too many windows open.
No worries.
But the program YOLO, if you were to look at my face, or if you were to look at your face, since you can see that, and primarily your face is the biggest one here, it would block off where my face is. It would block off where my just like Instagram, it instantly tries to look at where your face is and then puts those weird ears on you. But the thing is that the way that the algorithm is different than how Instagram does it, or how most other algorithms do it, is that it does not go through iterations. It only looks through the information once, and then it classifies where so it's simpler, it's quicker, and it's more powerful because of that. It doesn't have to do a lot of processing. It's just one process, and then it gives you the information. But what you're talking about, having like face recognition where only certain people are allowed to enter your home, or enter the gate, enter a community, enter the store, enter something, or with cameras for police officers, I think that would be something important as well. So on and so forth. But the program is called YOLO. I'd love to explore that a little bit more. Okay, so computer vision. So go on.
Okay, so what else can computer vision?
Yeah, well, I guess to challenge your thinking here, computer vision, what I think you and I were talking about was a video, was video from a camcorder or a webcam, or from a recorder, lack of a better word. What about computer vision that is not related to a recorder, a webcam, a video player, something that's just on the screen itself? Have any ideas? What ideas might you have?
Do that, I don't know.
Okay. So
yeah, because like computer visions can be definitely leveraged in today's era, where we are like going towards drones for a lot of things.
yes.
Pizza delivery and a lot of other things are happening, right?
Oh yeah. Sure. Because I think they already have implemented. I don't know if they have implemented.
They have implemented it. I think in New Zealand, they are doing a pilot somewhere.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the States as well. So yeah.
Okay. So that's already out there. They're testing it, and they're probably going to implement it in maybe 2021 at mass scale. That's just an assumption. I don't know if you can challenge that if you want. Like throw down your hat and say, "No, I challenge you. It's wrong." Okay. Drones for delivery. So.
See, the thing is, if we are talking about startups, we should not be looking at probably the B2B segment. It should be more of a B2C segment, because we can make it go viral if we create something which is like the masses will adopt. So something like your WhatsApp or Viber, those went viral. Why? Because like it was suddenly like millions of people started using it.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot all about it. This is the time to do it. On my technically it's a computer. On my phone, I've already downloaded an app called Money Lion. And it's either Money Lion or RobinHood. Those are two financial apps that you can trade on your phone. One thing that I've been thinking about for a while, but I've never been able to communicate it, I'm glad you're here, is that you can provide that trading. I think it's either Moneyline or Robinhood. They provide their trades financially for free. And I don't know if you know this, that
No,
is
I was not.
a revolutionary thing in the financial market, in the financial industry, because for the last century or two, you had to pay to trade. It cost a certain amount of money to place a trade, either buying or selling or getting out of the market. Now, with what they did, is it's free for anybody to either place a trade or to remove a trade. I want to get in the market or I want to get out of the market for free. The wonderful thing I think most people aren't realizing is that they're collecting the trades that you're doing and they're storing that as data for themselves. I'm assuming that that instead of just having one person trade, I have a mass pool of hundreds of thousands of people trading. It's like with Facebook, I'm going to type some things, but then why have one person? Let's get 100,000 people to go and chat. And then we can evolve our chat, our recommendations, our algorithm. So if we were to create a program, something like WhatsApp or something, that I think would be a very great thing to do, is to being able to record their information, maybe not share it or anything, because that could probably go with a violation of privacy, but how can we use
the data collected?
Data collection. Yeah, it's maybe not to tag the information to them, but just as from user 17976, but nothing to do with their own personal information, did X, Y, and Z. And then
that would be another idea.
Okay.
So I recollect like there are a couple of vendors in India who are doing that. But like what idea you have like ignited right now is if we allow such kind of free trading platform and collect the trades, then we can have a kind of leaderboard, and maybe we can ask people to subscribe to those leaders and do a revenue sharing. You follow their trades, whatever they are doing. So for example, you are an excellent trader and I'm a bad trader, and you are like in a leaderboard kind of in a gamification environment. You are there like, okay, number 1 to number 5, something is there, and your profit stats are like highlighted, your whatever Sharpe ratio or profitability and everything is highlighted. And if I want to follow you, you know what, like I've lost a lot of money, so I would like to follow Timothy. So how do I go about it? I approached Tim, and then I request him, okay, I would like to subscribe. What are your charges? Let's say you say, you can follow me for, let's say, $100 a month, or maybe per trade basis, $1 a trade. And you can just like follow me, whatever you're doing. And if we get that kind of platform, that's the money that we are making. We are not making money from the markets, but we are making money as a service here. So you get half the money, 50% is your share, or whatever the split is, and 50% is the company's share.
Okay. So again, just to make certain I understand, is that having a subscription service for good traders to put their trades out there for people to follow that they can do, and you're making money by actually providing a service.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the company itself, that's the subscription service, they get a cut, however much it is, from the subscribers, from not the subscribers, but maybe from the users who get subscribers or something. But okay.
Yeah. So
is that correct?
For one, like you are anyway earning money from your trades. You are having a side income, an additional income, right? Because like someone is subscribing and following your trades. And the third thing is you're not sharing your strategy. You're just giving them trades.
Mm-hmm. Since we're going down the financial avenue, wealth generators, it's a multi-level marketing business. Whether you like those type of businesses or not, those infrastructures, gets a lot of heat from a lot of places. But the company itself, I don't subscribe to because I don't want the model. I can vouch that it's a good service because they have what you were talking about. They have those subscribers where you can not really, maybe not the way that you were talking about it, but you can.
It's right. It's a multi-level marketing kind of model. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's exactly what wealth generators is, or the top 2 financial multi-level marketing companies I would say is iMarkets Live and Wealth Generators. those are two that I can vouch and saying that they are places you can gain value, even if you're just, you know, the multi-level marketing pyramid, whatever. It's that the service they provide is actually legit. The information, the people you connect to, and the financial structures and systems, because they are developing their own automated trading programs, and you can opt into them with a certain amount of money or something. So and they give you like, well, if you have to have this to make that, and it's not for people who are on their last leg trying to, they have too much month at the end of the money. So people who have enough money to go into it, they recommend that. So just as a, I don't know, just throwing that out there. So with you were talking about startups, and then you mentioned if we were going to make something that goes viral, something like WhatsApp or something, what do the masses want? I want to extend that question. I want to shoot that question back to you. What might be something that the masses what is not being filled? What might not be being filled?
If I recollect, there was a topic about 67 or some, I think 67 counts of human needs.
Oh, wait, did you say 67 or 6 or 7?
67.
67 human needs?
Yeah. And out of that, around like maybe 10, 12 have been addressed so far. That includes your right to food and right to shelter and everything. But there are others which are unexplored. I think just like Google for, look for TED Talks on 67 needs of human, you'll get it.
Okay, because I was curious, like where's the number 67 coming from?
Yeah.
If it's okay.
That comes from a psychological survey that they had conducted across all the regions, geographies, various countries, and so they have come out with it. And like there was a I think TED Talk on startups where they said like, okay, there was a British speaker on this, and he said like, if you want to get like startup ideas, you should like look at these topics and see which human need you can address.
Okay, that's interesting. I have I only know like 6 or 7. I don't know 67. That's a lot. So I don't no idea where to start.
Because I have that like bookmark that talk. Let me just dig it out and share the links with you.
Okay. I have technically I have TED Talks up available. Let me 67 human needs. That's so many. Needs TED Talk. Exploring the fundamental needs of the human mind. Yeah. Okay.
67 human universals, right?
I'm not seeing 67. I'm just seeing a bunch of other 67 human
universal.
Oh, okay, that's a different word. Yep. 67 human universals. Okay. I have. Wow, this video has no views, but that's a long list.
Or just Google for it. You'll get those in an image format.
Okay. Okay, 67 human need or universals.
Yep.
I'm almost there. It's loading. I have a very bad habit of not closing out windows or tabs on my web browser.
Same here.
Yeah, so they're all okay. No, that's not it. What? No, that's wrong. Okay. 60. One moment. I'm sorry. Universals are unique to humans. Are you talking about like age grading athletic sports? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay, then I got the right list. Okay, because there's a bunch of different things that I'm looking at. So, dang, that's a lot. Okay.
So we actually the TED Talk was about like how do you identify a new business which can go which can be like you can like which can be $1 billion business in coming days. So for that, like they said, if you're addressing a human need, definitely that will have more value
Mhm.
compared to like addressing a maybe an economic problem, because that will keep changing.
Yeah. Hmm. I'm gonna say a few. I want you to just like an idea that pops in your head first. Hospitality, housing, hygiene. I'm not gonna say that one. Joking, kin groups, kinship, nomenclature, language, law, luck, superstition, magic, marriage, meal times, medicine. Uh, huh. Any ideas so far? Anything that just pops
Okay.
up?
Yes, entertainment. So we all look for entertainment, be it Netflix or whatever.
Right.
So people like to like relax and chill out. So if you're talking about, so you mentioned a few of them which relates to entertainment. Say, let's say magic. How about like I know like it's already there. Like for example, teaching magic to kids or to people or the magic tricks and all. But how about like something like that? Working on something like on the entertainment side. Uh, I know video and all are too much of content is already there. But how about like some implementing something like augmented reality and like something on entertainment?
Okay.
I don't know how to do it. What about
Yeah.
what to do? Just like a thought here.
Let me pick three of those human needs, and then we'll combine them.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with entertainment. Wait, was entertainment? Okay, we'll go with entertainment. Training, hospitality, and surgery. Training, hospitality, and surgery. Training, hospitality, and surgery. You could really do a lot with that.
Training, hospitality, surgery. Okay.
Okay. One of the reasons that I wanted to bring all those together was the more needs that you use, the more niched that your market will be. The
Yep.
more, the less you use, the more broad you go. Um,
So Elon Musk is already into surgery, deep into it.
Hospitality.
Hospitality.
Oh, going back to surgery, hospitality in a second. Something that's already being done is how to train a robot to do the activities of a neurosurgeon or something, to be more accurate, precise, and consistent, because a human hand can kind of like shake a little.
Yep.
I'm curious if there's a way to record a doctor's surgery, and then through the activities there, not going in and programming bit by bit by bit by bit or command by command, but instead having the algorithm learn from prior doctor surgeries, from where each needle is being placed or each scalpel where is being cut, how deep, how forceful, etc. What are your thoughts?
Interesting, but like it will run into legal hurdles.
Wait, say that again?
It will run into legal problems. No one will allow us to become like try this out on someone, right?
That is very true. Maybe they could practice on a pig, but that's not the same.
Yeah. So it's something for the big people. Like I told you, like Elon Musk has that program, right? Neuralink or something.
Yeah.
So they're already working on it. So we cannot look at that kind of aspect. Like they are doing something good, which is okay. But let's talk about surgery. How about like you said training, surgery, hospitality. So let's say surgery and training. How about providing probably the surgery recordings of the great surgeons to an entry level surgeon or maybe some in some countries where you don't have any good surgeons, provide them and help them in training themselves and bringing up their skills. Anyway, the world is short of doctors. We don't have enough doctors. So how about like increasing their levels?
Okay, now
Training.
my question would be, that's an awesome idea. How could machine learning be applied to helping doctors in other countries? I don't know. I'm just like,
Okay,
I want to play off on that idea.
okay. Robotics, augmented.
Wait, say that again.
Either we can use robotics here, or we can use augmented reality.
Okay. Oh, what is that virtual reality?
Yeah, virtual reality and augmented reality.
Okay. Whatever the actual the company name, that's the one I don't no idea what it is.
There was one company name. Yeah,
Right.
very expensive headsets. Yeah.
Right. But to create a program, I'm curious if we could. I know this is it's a very expensive idea, but to have doctors and surgeons, or creating an environment, maybe having like a few cameras in doctor surgery rooms and stuff, and it records the entire place, and the person who's there being who's wearing the goggles is actually in the environment that was created from a surgeon's perspective, and from start to finish what happens, like maybe having the steps of like, you need to do this, whatever it is. You'd have to have a lot of equipment. It would not be easily done. Machine learning would be a second thing, because
Okay.
you have to.
How about like scaling it down? How about like starting with something like how to make a pottery?
How to make a what?
How to so you can create pottery from clay.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
We can start from there,
Yeah.
and that's part of entertainment and hobby. So we
Okay.
can use those kind of training engines to educate people, and later on that can be a hidden agenda. That like once we have those kind of training models, we can do a transfer learning and utilize it for maybe some other ideas.
Yeah. You could even do, just a weird thought, you could do a 3D printed item of whatever you create with your pottery.
Exactly. Yep.
So
Yep.
something like that. People, again, it might not be able to do a startup company that would be profitable, but you could increase, like if you give that out for free, then people who say like, wow, this company created this program, I want to go to them. I want to see what else they're going to be creating. So I think it would be a good initial start if.
And then you can get sponsorship, right? So you can like have some sponsorship, which will be your revenue.
Sponsorship, yeah. Good way to start. It's how Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club started from like nothing about a year or two ago, and then they just started doing promotions off of podcasts, and they are like multi-millions of dollars competing with Gillette.
Wow.
So, and just starting out, just having people be sponsored by people at
Yep.
local level. You had an idea. Where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, totally. Like maybe see, there are a lot of skills that people want to develop, be it like playing tennis, playing baseball, or whatever, and or maybe like some hobby projects. So we can look at, explore if this is really a viable solution or not, like whether it will be profitable, or maybe it can be a way to probably market ourselves, get a brand established, like you said, and then sell other products.
Okay.
I don't know. Like maybe it's a crash.
No, that's a good way to. That's really good. I'm just curious how the machine learning in of itself, because what you said was absolutely like the correct way to do a startup company. What are we going to be going after? Start creating a brand name in that avenue, but what if in itself is like if somebody's playing tennis or something, somebody's playing baseball or something, how could we create a machine learning program or product.
You know what? Like, there was a video from Siraj about like yoga instructor, personalized yoga instructor.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one. Okay.
So how to create a startup series, like something on healthcare.
Yeah.
So it's something like that only. Nothing different from that. It's like just a different topic, the same concept.
Mm-hmm. And Siraj does have like a bunch of startup,
Yep.
create a startup in this area.
Yeah.
So he's a really good resource to have.
Definitely, he generates so much of ideas that like ignites our mind.
Oh yeah, and he's been doing this for like 3 years probably.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So it's one thing that boggles my mind is, it's a skill. Even like machine learning is a skill, and I'm a very kinesthetic learner. So I feel a lot. So anytime that somebody talks to me in an idea, I'm like, well, how does that make me feel? I don't get it until I feel the right way. So I have to write out my ideas on like big whiteboards over here just to even get it to connect. So again, it's really cool to just sharing that idea, just letting you understand a little in my world of what's going on. So it's, wait a second. Okay. Just to let you know, it's been probably about 40, 50 minutes. I don't know. Since nobody else joined in, there was one person did join in, but I was probably listening to something that they took out of context. They said the wrong words on this video I was watching at the right time for this one person who came in and left. Like profane language, insert racist thing that was, it's not what it looked like. It's not what it sounded right. It was the worst time to come into, and I was watching like comedy. So it was like, oh, so they left. But if you want to go for another 10 or so minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and what do you want to see done for like the next week? Posting something on LinkedIn, maybe something on Discord, something that we could work on, something that other people could come in and start working on. Do you want to start generating more ideas? Do you want to start creating something? You want to go down a particular avenue? You want to start trying to find ways to advertise, market, creating an ML program?
See, my initial thoughts was to hold on to marketing unless like I'm done with this course, and probably pick it up from there. Like then I can start like probably on a weekly or a fortnightly basis, probably blog about what project I've worked upon, and then like start like discussing for about 10-15 days on one idea on, let's say, LinkedIn, which like generates some interest maybe. And so the marketing part, right? And then that will again like give more ideas.
Okay.
And
so if I understand correctly, you want to focus on marketing primarily, but then you also
not now.
want to, oh no, okay.
Not now, towards the end. Once I've done like, once I've created like some, let's say those 8 or 10 projects that we have worked upon, once everything is done, then like clean up the code, document it well, and probably put some images around it, write maybe blog posts or maybe create videos of it to explain what it is doing. So the marketing part will actually start somewhere in December, not before that.
Okay.
Because
we have November, a few months before that.
Yeah, we are absolutely occupied till November, so don't have much time until then. So maybe after that, like start working on those cleanup of the code and videos and all, and start like releasing them one by one.
Okay.
Maybe discuss amongst ourselves so that like our followers can like probably the kind of discussion we are having now, we can maybe have it like on the social media platforms and like generate more interest around it, so that it attracts attention, then we get highlighted for our skills. Maybe so we get like more ideas. Maybe we can work on startup based on that, or maybe we have our own passion or own interest areas that we can follow up on and keep sharing, like maybe getting right resource for it?
So
I don't know.
expanding what we're doing right now into social media and expanding the conversation with more people. Okay. I just wanted to make certain that I got it correct.
Yeah. So the objective will be that you are marketing yourself, that you are aware of things. Either you are an entrepreneur or you are a technical person who knows a lot of things. You can get consulting assignments based on that.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are an entrepreneur, you might want to hire more hands, or like join with more people, like-minded people who can help you out. So in using that platform, you can like maybe connect with some more people who are working on the same cause and work towards together as a for this goal. So for example, if I do something, I know like if you are helping me out, you are in a different country, right? And we can have wider reach, and we can have different ideas based on the regional inputs, the way things work in your country versus the way things work in my country. We can have a more robust model.
Okay.
Right? And it's not like the reach will not be regional, the reach will be global. Like it's a global world. We are like one global citizen.
Yes. Man, that's good. That I would say is a really great place to stop. So we can pick it up next time. Man, I have to think about that last part that you said, because I'm thinking of some ideas, but I don't know where to go with them right now.
Okay, you can structure that for the next discussion.
Yes. What I was thinking about doing is just doing it once a week, because that's just the interest that I had. I had very few people follow up initially, and then even less, more and more. Would Wednesdays at the same time work for you?
I'm fine. I'm okay.
So Wednesday at UTC, or an hour ago, would that work?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make certain. So meeting, I have to make this note. Wednesdays at 9 UTC -6. Okay.
I would recommend maybe get some way to send out reminders, because a lot of people might have forgotten and in their local time zones. So maybe an email or a text message that we can send out.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely do that easy on WhatsApp.
Yep. Those who are interested, they can probably share their numbers with you, and you can create a WhatsApp group or something.
Okay.
And we can probably
Sure.
send out reminders that we have it in the next 24 hours, we have it in the next 12 hours or something.
Okay.
So that way, like more people are like getting, oh yes, it is there.
Okay.
Will I be able to join it or not? Because the more people, better. Yeah.
And again, the what I'm trying to do, and hopefully I recorded this video correctly, is that I'm going to be uploading these videos onto a YouTube channel so people can have access to go watch them if they cannot make it. Because getting a bunch of people from around the world to meet at the exact same time, it's
difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
And the crust, and maybe you can just like in the comments you can like mention, or the video description you can mention about the key points that we have discussed on this video.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
That will like attract people to like go and listen to the conversations. Maybe let's not do it for this video, maybe from future, but whatever. If you want, you can go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to do it for this. I'm going to upload this video, post the link onto LinkedIn, and make the key points you were talking about, like the big ideas we were talking about. Here's ideas we created. Here's something we're looking towards. We're looking for you to help, or something like that. Whatever the marketing phrase is, like, come join our world shifting and shaping dreams and goals, or something. I don't know. Help people.
Yep. And honestly, you need to like probably edit some parts of this video.
No. I'm 100% raw. You get the full raw information, nothing will be recorded. So if you sneeze and you look stupid doing it, well, that's going to be uploaded. So.
Sure. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot for hosting.
Just to make certain I have it, Gaurav.
Yep.
Fantastic. Yes. I'm great with faces. Names are something I have to work on a little bit more. But Gaurav, thank you very much for joining. I will see you next week. So
Yes, sir.
enjoy.
Thanks.